Can we please have quiet on the set?
Hello, my lost worlders. This is Ben the Rock Robbins here, and I am going to be doing a little tutorial video on how to make some cool graphics to frame with your props and your wardrobes and your relics. So I always go onto Google, and I go onto Google Images, and I feel that if the images you're looking up are on Google and they're free to copy or steal off there and use, just use them. Otherwise, there'd normally be a lock on them or something saying you can't use it, but I feel if they're on there for everyone to use. So, as you can see at the top, it's Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle logo. I will click on that, and as you see, lots of the logos will come up. I know lots of you will already know this, but I just want to show you the little steps I do. So I want to take this Jumanji logo, and I will hold my finger on it, and it gives me the option to download the image. So I just download the image, and I already have it downloaded. That's alright, we'll just do it again. So now I've got my image, which is perfect because the prop I want to frame is the letter which Dwayne Johnson holds up in the film. I have that letter. I got it from the prop store. I'm not 100% sure it's the actual screen used one because there's about 20 of these letters out there. But the one I have is quite long and thin, which looks like the one he holds in his hands. There's not many of those ones out. They're more small and fatter, the letters. But anyway, let's carry on. So now if I go to my images, you will see the logo has downloaded, and I've also gone to Netflix and I've screenshotted the moment you see him holding the letter. Now these are the two images I'm going to use, and I'm going to use them in a really cool app which is called LightX. You can download. It only cost me a couple of quid, which is about $3 if you're in the States. And this is it, LightX. So as you can see at the bottom, it's already got my logos and pictures there. So if I click on the Jumanji one, it brings it up. Now to start editing, this is the fun part because this you can really explore with, you can do lots with, and you can make really simple basic graphics up that just enhance your framing work. So if I click on the pencil, and you can get all these options up, and what I want is the cutout with the scissors, which is under creative. So I click on that, and now if I drag my finger on the screen, you see how it highlights it in red. I can go around the logo like so, just the logo bit I want. Make sure it's all nice and covered, and it chops out. So if I go to the top right hand corner now, we've got the arrow pointing right. I click on that. It looks like nothing's changed, but it has. If you look in the bottom left corner, it looks like a racing flag with a white flag behind it. If you click on that, you see how it chops out the rest now behind it, the background, and leaves you just the logo. Now you have got the erase bit, and you can go right in between all the letters and really obviously edit out the bits you don't want. But you know, obviously there's a lot of playing around and a lot of time to do, which is for people who want to be more advanced and really, you know, just get these pictures looking as clear and as good as they want. But we're going to carry on. So if I go to the top right hand corner again and click the arrow, it now brings it into frame. And then if I do the arrow again, it's now brought it into the area where you can manipulate it. So now I can make it smaller, bigger, you can turn it and move it around. But what I want to do is add a background. So you can add images, you can do filters, but we're going to add a color. So if I go to the bottom left and hit the color, you know, I can drag this bar. So I want like a greeny color. And then obviously now I can sort of change this about. If I make it a dark green, you see how now the logo blends in nicely with it. So if I hit done, like I said, this is just a quick rush one for you to see. Now I can add the Jumanji into the dark green. I'm going to put it at the bottom, a little bit bigger. As you can see, like, you don't have to edit out the colors between the letters because you can kind of make it blend in. You can still see it, but that's when you want to be more in detail, more in depth. So now I hit the arrow at the top right hand side, and it gives me the option to save. So I hit the floppy disk at the top right, and then just hit save, and that now saves it onto LightX and onto your phone. So part 2 now of this is I want to go back to the open, and I want to find the image of Dwayne holding the letter, and it's the same thing again. Basically, here we go. I go to cut out again once I've hit the pencil, and you do get adverts. There we go. And now I just want to go round the square bit that he's in, like that. I don't want to go around the whole thing, I just want the picture. So I hit the top right hand arrow again. You see how it's gone all red and highlighted? But you want to make sure you just got that part. So I hit the racing flags in the bottom left, as I call it. And there we go, I just have that section. So I hit the top right hand arrow once again. And it shows you what you got. Top right hand arrow again. And there we go, we've got that particular image. So now I want to add this to what I've just made. So I go to images at the bottom, BG images. And it's given me the option for these. But obviously the last one I saved was this one. And there we are. So now I can enlarge that picture of the rock on letter. I can move it just so. There, I know it's just a quick rough one, but to give you an idea, and then I can save it. And I hit the floppy disk. I save it. And this will be a cool little graphic now I've just made up. It's very quick and easy. It's very simple. It's not perfect. Obviously, this is just a rush one. But as you can see, I could actually, if I wanted to, if I go to the pencil, you can add frames. As you can see in the collage bit, you can add text to it. So I could add a text to it saying, you know, screen newsletter held by Dwayne The Rock Johnson, aka Dr. Spencer, and, you know, add a little bit more to it if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. So exit that. But yeah, that is the final bit. As you can see, I've left a gap in the middle where I could put the letter. I actually have this already framed, but this is how I came up with the idea for the graphic. And obviously, you can go in all different directions with graphics and making the designs up and how far you really want to go. And obviously, when I frame this, I put it with a nice dark green frame like the background is. But that's how I make my images. And obviously, once you've saved it, you can go to your images, and it's all there ready to use. And another thing that someone brought up in one of the comments during the week was copyright laws. Copyright laws are a bit weird and different and funny. I mean, if you're printing something off like this for personal use in your house to hang up, I don't see why you would have a problem, but I could see some places being a bit funny about it. So that's why I always order my stuff online. If I want it printed out 8x10, there's different printing places I use that I know I can just send the image to if I want it 8x10 or poster size, and they just print it up because obviously it's a sale and they want to make the money. There has been times where I've gone through places like that where on eBay and they've got funny about copyright laws because they're a bit more restricted. It's more independent printing businesses are happy to print stuff up like this, especially when you tell them what it's for and then you send them a picture of it framed on the wall and they get to see what they've printed out and what it was used for. So that sometimes helps. But yeah, that's just a quick way how to make graphics. Obviously, I can go more in depth in this in another video, and I will do another time. I just want to give you a quick all-rounder of how simple this app is to use. It's called LightX. You can still download it on pretty much any device, and I highly recommend it. And have some fun with it and give it a go. This is Ben The Rock Robbins, and I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial video on graphics.